ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸನ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನನ್ನ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗದೇ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ತಕ್ಷಣವೇ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗಿ, ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ. My dear students, in this video I am going to teach you that how you have to prepare a cash flow statement under indirect method as per accounting standard 3. Now first I will take the solutions for each activity. Like for example, so let us learn from cash flow from operating activities first, next cash flow from financing activities, next cash flow from investing activities, and also problems and solutions. Let us revise once the classification of cash flows into three categories. One is the cash flow from operating activities, cash flow from financing activities, and cash flow from investing. First one, cash flow from operating activities. So what do you mean by operating activities? So these are the activities which are principal revenue generating activities of the business. For example, a receipt, cash receipt from sale of goods and services, a cash receipt from royalties, fees, commission, etc. My dear students, now I will take the format of how you have to calculate a cash flow from operating activities, and also we'll take some practical questions and we're going to solve this question. So calculation of cash from operating activities, this is a format. The particulars amount, and you should take the base as net profit as per profit and loss account, and usually you have to take the difference in this profit and loss account balance in the balance sheet. You have to check. So sometimes they are given directly in the question as net profit or net loss. So add a non-cash or non-operating expenses like depreciation on tangible assets, amortization on intangible assets like goodwill, written off intangible assets, goodwills, a trademark, copyrights like. Next, a preliminary expenses written off, a discount on issue of shares, and dividend paid like proposed dividend or interim dividend, income tax paid or provision for taxation, a loss on sale of investments, a loss on sale of fixed assets, and transfer to reserves. So these are the items which is not resulting to cash outflow. Hence, therefore, you have to add back. You have to add, and then you have to deduct a non-cash and non-operating incomes like appreciation on tangible assets. Just opposite of this. Here depreciation, here appreciation of assets, and next here income tax paid, here income tax refund, here dividend paid, and here dividend received. Here interest paid, here interest received like, and here loss on sale of investments, here profit on sale of investments, here loss on sale of fixed assets, here profit on sale of fixed assets, and here transfer to reserves, here withdrawn from reserves, and finally the profit on redemption of debentures. So these are the items must be deduct from the net profit as per P&L account. Then what is the net result? The net result will be called as a cash flow from operating activities before working capital changes. Then adjustment for working capital. So my dear students, so while making these adjustments, so we should ignore the cash and cash equivalents and bank overdraft, and except cash and cash equivalents and bank overdraft, remaining all other current assets and current liabilities must be considered for calculating, so this increase in current assets or decrease in current liabilities for adjustment of this working capital changes. Now let us take the first one, add. If decrease in current assets and increase in current liabilities, you should add, and if it is increase in current assets and decrease in current liabilities, you should deduct, and you will get the net result will be called as a cash flow from operating activities before income tax paid, less income tax paid during the year. If you deduct income tax paid during the year, then you will get the answer that will be called as cash from operating activities or cash flow from operating activities. So this is a simple format, my dear students. Now I will take the question, so which they have asked in the previous year 2016 in a Bangalore University question papers. A Glory Company Limited had a profits of rupees 3,60,000. This is a net profit as per P&L account for the year ended 31st March 2015 after adjusting the following. First one a depreciation on machinery is 30,000. Next, goodwill written off is 10,000. A loss on sale of buildings is 5,000. And details of current assets and current liabilities is nothing but a working capital changes. You have to say this working capital changes. And from the above, calculate cash flows from operating activities using indirect method. This is very important, indirect method. So let us recap this format. See my dear students, here a depreciation on machinery, goodwill and loss on sale of building. So what we need to do, see my dear students, this is a depreciation, a loss on sale of a building and the goodwill written off. So you should add. So next, a working capital changes you have to see now. So if it is decrease in current assets, you have to add, and if it is increase in current assets, you have to add back. So in case of increase in current assets and decrease in current liabilities, you have to deduct. So let us solve this question now. Adding the calculation of cash from operating activities. So particulars amount. So net profit as per P&L account. So our question that is 3,60,000. They have mentioned directly. See here 3,60,000. Next, add a non-cash or non-operating expenses. So these are three adjustments. One is depreciation, goodwill written off, loss on sale of buildings. So depreciation, that is 30,000, goodwill written off 10,000, loss on sale of building 5,000. Now this aggregate of this 30,000 plus 10,000 plus 5,000 will get 45,000. So this 45,000 must be add. You should add this. So 45,000 plus 3,60,000 you will get 4,05,000 rupees. And here there are no non-cash and non-operating incomes like appreciation, like profit on sale of building, profit on sale of investment. There are no adjustment like this. Therefore, you will take the values nil. So 4,05,000 minus 0, you will get 4,05,000. So this value will be considered as the cash flow from operating activities before working capital changes. So now you have to consider now adjustment for working capital. So my dear students, so always remember that while considering this adjustment for working capital, you should ignore cash and cash equivalents and bank overdraft. So these are adjustment must be ignored. So let us see this question. What is this cash and cash equivalent? See my dear student, this is cash. So this cash balance must be ignored. This cash adjustment must be ignored. Idana ignore ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. The remaining ಮಾತ್ರ consider ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು. So let us see the first one, stock. See my dear students, in 31st March 2016, the stock value is 1,40,000. And 31st March 2017, the value is 1,70,000. It means in 2017, the stock value was increased. Increased or decreased when compared to previous year? This value is increased. How much they are increased? 30,000 rupees. So now 30,000 rupees increase agide. So increase in current asset. The stock is asset alva, current asset alva. So increase in current assets leads to, let us see this, increase in current assets ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ನ ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೆಟಾಸ್ ನೋಡಿ 1,10,000 in 2016 and 90,000 in 2017. So it means the debtors balance was decreased in 2017. They decreased by how much? 20,000 rupees. So decrease in current assets. So decrease in current assets you have to add. Decrease in current assets ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So let us see next one, creditors. So creditors is current liability. So here the 90,000 in 2016 and 1 lakh is in the year 2017. It means in the year 2017 the creditors balance was increased. How much? 10,000. So 10,000 was increased in 2017. It means increase in current liabilities. So increase in current liabilities, what you have to do? See my dear student, increase in current liabilities you have to add. So add ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ difference amount now. Next, outstanding rent. So outstanding rent is current liability. See here 10,000 in 2016 and 5,000 in 2017. It means the outstanding rent was decreased. So decreased by how much? 5,000 rupees. That is difference between these values. 10,000 minus 5,000, 5,000. So decrease in current liability. So decrease in current liabilities ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ, so bills payable is current liability. So how much? So 80,000 in 2016 and 70,000 in 2017. It means bills payable was decreased. So therefore the decrease in current liability you have to deduct, less ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. How much? 10,000. Next, finally, the bills receivable. So, bills receivable is 90,000 in 2016 and 1,10,000 in 2017. It means bills receivable is a current assets. The bills receivable is a current assets. So, 90,000 to 1,10,000 is increased. So, increased by how much? 20,000. So, increase in current assets. So, you have to deduct. Less ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So, ಈಗ ನೋಡೋಣ solution ಈಗ. So, data says decrease in current assets, that is 20,000. So, increase in current liability, that is 10,000. So, ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. 20,000 plus 10,000, 30,000. So, 30,000 must be you have to add. So, add it to the 4,05,000. So, 4,05,000 plus 30,000, 4,35,000. Now, next less this increase in current assets, decrease in current liability, decrease in current liability and increase in current assets. We already explained. The values, the aggregate of these adjustments, that is 30,000 plus 5,000 plus 10,000 plus 20,000, we get 65,000. So, this 65,000 must be deduct. You have to deduct. So, 65,000 you have to deduct from 4,35,000. So, you will get the value is 3,70,000. So, you will get 3,70,000. So, we will be called as cash flow from operating activities before income tax paid. So, let us see this. Any income tax they are given in the question. There is no income tax information is given in the question. Therefore, so income tax paid during the year is nil. So, 3,70,000 minus 3,70,000. So, this answer will be called as cash from operating activities or cash flow from operating activities. This is how you have to calculate a cash flow from operating activities, my dear students. Now, let us take another question now. It's a 2019 question paper. So, from the following balances, I calculate cash from operations. So, 2017, 2018. So, here they are given only working capital changes adjustments. See, my dear students here. So, bills receivable. So, bills receivable is a current assets. So, here 60,000, 2018, 57,000. It means the bills receivable is decreased. So, decrease in current assets. So, decrease in current assets ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ debtors. Debtors also is current assets. So, here 20,000, here 22,500. It means the current assets was increased. Increase ಆಗಿದೆ. Therefore, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು less ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So, increase in current assets you have to deduct it. How much? 2,500. Next, bills payable. So, bills payable is a current liability. So, current liability ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. In 2017 we are having 30,000 and in 2018 35,000. It means the current liability was increased. Increased. How much? Increased by 5,000. That is difference between this value. 35,000 minus 30,000. 5,000 rupees increase ಆಗಿದೆ. So, increase in current liability. So, ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, next. Creditors. So, creditors is 9,000, here 7,000. It means decrease in creditors. It means decrease in current liability. So, decrease in current liability ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ less ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. How much? 2,000. So, outstanding expenses is a current liability. So, here 2,000 is 2,200. So, current liability is increased by 200. So, you have to add. So, prepaid expenses. The prepaid expense is a current asset. So, current assets. So, 900 to 800. It means decreased by 100. The current assets are decreased by 100. So, you have to add. Like accrued income. Accrued income is a current assets. So, here the 700 and here 850 rupees. It means current assets is increased by 150 rupees. So, 150 rupees. So, what you have to do? So, increase in current assets you have to deduct it. Next, income received in advance. So, income received in advance is current liability. So, the current liability in the year 2017 is 900 and in 2018 350. It means current liability is decreased. So, decrease in current liability. So, ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು minus ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Decrease minus ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Next, the profit made during the year. So, these are I told you that you have to take the difference while considering this net profit value. That is 80,000 ಇದೆ. In 2017 they are given 0, nil. It means there are no profits, 0 value. So, 0 to 2018 80,000 rupees. The how much they have increased? 80,000 rupees. So, net profit during the year is 80,000. Now, let us solve this question now. So, calculation of cash flow from operating activities. So, particular amount, the net profit as per P&L account. I have taken the difference in profit and loss account balance, that is 0 to 80,000. 80,000 minus 0, 80,000 rupees. Next, there are no non-cash items like non-cash expenses like depreciation, goodwill written off and all. So I have taken nil. So 80,000 plus 80,000, unless non-cash incomes like appreciation, income tax refund, there are no adjustments like this in this question. So I have taken nil value. So 80,000 minus 0, that you will get 80,000 rupees. So this will be considered as cash flow from operating activities before working capital changes. You will get 80,000 value. So next, adjustment for working capital. Now adjustment for working capital note, here they accept cash and cash equivalents and bank overdraft. Here there are no bank overdraft and cash equivalents, so no need to worry here. So my dear students, so add in case of decrease in current assets and increase in current liabilities. Just now we have already explained. So bills receivable, that is 3,000, bills payable is 5,000, outstanding expenses 200, prepaid expenses 100, and aggregate of this 3,000 plus 5,000 8,000, 8,000 plus 300 8,300, and this 8,300 must be add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So 8,300 plus 80,000, 88,300. Next, less increase in current assets and decrease in current liabilities. There is accrued income, there is 150, income received in advance, that is decrease in current liability 550, creditors, that is decrease in current liabilities 2,000, and debtors increase in current assets, that is 2,500. So aggregate of this will you will get 5,200. So 88,300 you have to deduct less ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So therefore 88,300 minus 5,200 will get 83,100. So will be called as cash flow from operating activities before income tax paid. So in this question also we don't have any information regarding income tax paid, therefore the value will be nil. So 83,100 minus 0 will get 83,100 and will be called as cash from operating activities. So this is how you have to prepare cash flow from operating activities. So next, cash flow from investing activities. So these are the activities relating to acquisition and disposal of long-term assets. Like for example, sale of fixed assets, sale of investment, interest received, dividend received, purchase of fixed assets, and purchase of investments. Now I will take two questions. How I will show you that how you have to calculate in cash flow from investing activities. So my dear students, while calculating cash flow from financing activities, so you have to remember this simple logic. So in case of increase in the value of assets, ಅವಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೇಲ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೇ ದಿಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ನೋಡಿ 2017 20 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇದೆ, 2018 ಆಗಿದೆ 25 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? 5 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ರುಪೀಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮಿಷನರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ವಾಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ದ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಷನರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅವಾಗ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಲೋ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ 2017 ಇಸ್ ನಿಲ್, ಬಟ್ 2018 3 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್. 0 to 3 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೋಟರ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ 2017 10 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇತ್ತು, 2018 0 ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ 0 ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ದ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಟರ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಸೇಲ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಲೋ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ನೋಡಿ. ದ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ವೈಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಇಗ್ನೋರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ದ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ವೈಲ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. It means here we will going to consider only non-current assets for calculating cash flow from investing activities. Next, dividend and interest received during the year 50,000 30,000, and the company also paid dividend 40,000 during the year. So company paid dividend. So dividend paid ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ cash flow from financing activity. So let us calculate now. So calculation of cash flow from investing activities. ಸೊ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Sale of machinery is a cash inflow, that is the positive balance plus 2 lakh. The purchase of investments is a cash outflow. ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ 3 lakh rupees ನ. Sale of motor vehicles is 10 lakh rupees. And so dividend received and interest received, dividend received is 50,000 and interest received is 30,000. And dividend paid ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 2 lakh plus 10 lakh, that is will get 12 lakh. So 12 lakh plus 50,000 plus 30,000, 12 lakh 80,000. So 12 lakh 80,000 minus 3 lakh and minus 5 lakh, you will get the net result is called 4 lakh 80,000 plus 4 lakh 80 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ನ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ನ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 4 lakh 80,000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ನೋಟ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಪೇಯ್ಡ್ is cash flow from financing activities, therefore you want to ignore, will not consider here. Next, current assets as working capital is cash flow from operating activities ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎರಡು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ these how we have to calculate cash from investing activities. The next activity, that is cash flow from financing activities. The financial activities are the activities resulting in changes in the size and composition of owner's capital, that is shareholders fund, and a non-current liabilities, that is borrowings of the enterprises. Like for example, issue of shares, issue of debentures, proceeds from long-term and short-term borrowing, repayment of amount borrowed, interest paid on loan or debentures, dividend paid on equity, dividend paid on preference share capital, etc. So my dear students, now I will take 2 questions now. I will show you that how you have to calculate cash flow from financing activities. So calculate cash flow from financing activities from the following information. So my dear students, you have to remember this simple logic. If liabilities increases, so it means additional liabilities was borrowed, it means cash inflow. When additional liability was decreases, it means repayment ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಿ ನೌ. ಸೊ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ is 20 lakh and 2018 25 lakh. It means the liability equity share capital was increases. How much? Increased by 5 lakh. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಬೈ ಇಶ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್. ಈಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಬರಲ್ವಾ? ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 5 lakh ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಲೋನ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿ 10 lakh ಇತ್ತು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್, ಈಗೇನಾಗಿದೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇಯರ್ 2 lakh ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಲೋನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು ಲೋನ್ನ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋನ್. ಸೊ ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋನ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ, ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದಿಸ್ 10 lakh minus 2 lakh 8 lakh. 8 lakh ವಾಸ್ ರೀಪೇಡ್, ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. Next, preference share capital. So first year was nil, here 3 lakh. It means the preference shares were issued to the public. This is cash inflow. 8% debentures is 10 lakh ಇತ್ತು, ಈಗ nil ಇದೆ. It means previous year 10 lakh ಇತ್ತು, ಈಗ nil ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, the complete debentures were repaid. Complete amount ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. So it means ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So building is investing activities, therefore ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಅದೇ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್, ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ 50,000 30,000 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್. ದ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಿ ನಾವ್. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ಸೊ ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ 20 lakh ಇತ್ತು, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ 25 lakh ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 5 lakh ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಬೈ ಇಶ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್. 5 lakh rupees ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ. ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋನ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ 8 lakh. ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದು ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ 8% ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ 10 lakh. ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ನ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ 3 lakh. ಸೊ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಡ್, ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಡ್. 3 lakh rupees is a cash inflow. So dividend paid is cash outflow and interest paid is cash outflow. So therefore, ಈಗ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ 5 lakh ಪ್ಲಸ್ 3 lakh 8 lakh. 8 lakh ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ 8 lakh ಪ್ಲಸ್ 10 lakh ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ 18 lakh. 18 lakh ಪ್ಲಸ್ 80,000. So 18 lakh 80,000 minus 8 lakh, this positive balance na minus ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ minus 10 lakh 80,000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಅದೇ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್, ನೆಗೆಟಿವಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ಸೊ ನೋಟ್ ಬರೀರಿ, ದ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅನದರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದು. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಡಿವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ರಿಡಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ರಿಡಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್, ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫರ್ನಿಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್, ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಪೇಯ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಯ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಲೋನ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಪೇಯ್ಡು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಯ್ಡು ಅದೇ ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಲೋನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ನಾವು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ 4 lakh, ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ 2,50,000, ರಿಡಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದು ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಇದು. ಸೊ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಪೇಯ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ, ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಯ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ, and repayment of bank loan is cash outflow. Now just make the total now. 4 lakh plus 2,50,000 will get 6,50,000. 6,50,000 minus 50,000 minus 22,500 minus 3,200 minus 15,000 will get cash from financing activities. So you note baribodu, the purchase of furniture and sale of investments is cash flow from investing activities. So this is how you have to calculate cash flow from financing activities. So my dear students, so I hope you enjoy my classes. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share my videos, comment, like.